Hello all! We hope everyone getting hit by this heat wave is able to stay cool. It was just about 1 year ago this month that we rolled out a streamlined version of our rules. We also retired a few topics officially. For our open forum, this quarter we'd love to hear from you all on how you feel about the new rules. Keep things civil. Rules still apply. Let's make this a great quarter of conversation.
So what exactly are we talking about? Well, it's about the rules. We're checking in on how everyone's doing with the new rules we rolled out last year. It's like a friendly reminder to keep things civil and respectful. Think of it like a group chat with a new set of guidelines. We're making sure people are still following the rules and that the vibe stays positive. It's all about keeping the conversation healthy and fun. We're not bringing back old topics, but we're making sure the new ones are being used properly. It's a way to keep things fresh and focused. We want everyone to feel heard and respected. So our goal is to make sure the open forum is a safe, welcoming place for all. Let's keep the conversation going, but let's do it with care and consideration for everyone involved. If you have any questions or feedback about the rules, now's the time to share. Let's make this a great quarter of discussion and connection. You might think this is just about rules, but honestly, it's about how we treat each other. Every comment you make shapes the community we all share. When we keep things civil, we make space for real conversations. No drama, no noise, just people being heard and respected. You don't have to be a rules expert to care. You just have to believe that everyone deserves to feel safe and seen here. Even if you're not a regular, your voice matters. And your voice is better when it's part of a conversation that's built on respect. So next time you're tempted to skip the rules, think about this. You're not just commenting, you're helping build a space where people can be themselves. That's why you should secretly care about this, because you're part of something bigger than yourself, and it's worth protecting. We've been around for a while now, but let's take a quick trip through the history of this forum. Think of it like a timeline. We started small, but we've grown a lot since then. Back in the early days, we were just a few people talking about everyday situations. It was a bit chaotic, but that's where it all started. Then came the rules update. We made it easier to follow, and we got rid of some old topics that weren't working anymore. Now we're here with a fresh start, and a focus on keeping things friendly and safe. This is just the beginning of another great quarter. So the core idea is this: when you're in a group, you've got to be kind. Like really kind. If you're being mean or rude, it's like throwing a tantrum at the park. Everyone gets upset and no one wants to play anymore. We all want to have fun and share stories, but we can't let our words hurt people. It's like when you're building a sandcastle. If you throw sand in someone's face, the castle comes down and everyone gets sad. So the rules are there to make sure we're all playing fair. Like a game of tag, if you break the rules, you're out. But if you're nice, you get to keep playing and have a lot of fun. The rules help keep the game going. If you're mean, you're not allowed to play. But if you're kind, you can stay in the game and have a great time with your friends. So in the open forum, we're all playing together. We need to keep it fun, keep it safe, and make sure everyone feels welcome. That's the core idea, being kind and playing fair. So to kick things off, the first step is setting up your space. Find a quiet corner, maybe with a nice breeze to keep things cool. You'll need a comfy chair, a notebook, and a cup of your favorite drink. Let's make this a chill and productive session. Now, make sure your environment is distraction-free. Turn off your phone notifications, and if you're with others, let them know this is your time to focus. A little peace goes a long way. Next, grab your notebook or a digital tool. We recommend a journal for jotting down ideas and a separate space for your thoughts. It's all about organizing your mind and keeping track of what you're working on. Before you start, take a moment to breathe. This is your time to reflect, to think, and to feel comfortable. You're here to learn and grow, so let's make sure you're in the right headspace. Once you're all set, it's time to dive in. Remember, this is a safe space for you to explore, think, and share. Let's make the most of this setup and get started with step 1. So the next step is the mechanism. Once you're ready to share your story, you hit the post button. It's like sending a message through a portal, and it lands right in the community feed. The system checks the rules as it goes. It's like a friendly robot checking your homework before you turn it in. If something doesn't fit, it gives you a gentle nudge. Other users can then reply, like adding more embers to the fire. Each response is a new idea, a new perspective, and a new way to keep the conversation going. But remember, everyone plays by the same rules. It's like a dance. Everyone moves in time and the music keeps it fair and fun for all. So the mechanism is simple, but it's powerful. It's the heart of how we keep the forum alive, respectful, and full of good stories. So here's the clever twist. We're not just asking for stories, we're asking you to share them with a twist of your own. Maybe a funny spin, a new angle, or a lesson learned that's not obvious at first glance. Think of it like a puzzle. We give you the pieces, but you get to decide how they fit together. This keeps things fresh, fun, and even a little bit surprising. This twist helps us avoid the usual been there, done that responses and keeps the conversation light and engaging for everyone. So when you share your story, don't just tell us what happened, twist it, shape it, and let it surprise us. We're all ears and eyes. And remember, the goal is to keep things civil, keep things fun, and keep things open for all. Let's make this quarter's forum one to remember. So what's the science humming underneath all this? Well, it's not just about rules, it's about how we connect, how we listen, and how we grow together. Every rule is like a thread in a tapestry, helping us create something beautiful and strong. Think of it like a neural network. Each interaction, each comment, each response is a node. And just like neurons, these nodes fire together to create new patterns of understanding and empathy. The science here isn't about algorithms or data, it's about human connection. It's about showing up, showing care, and showing that we're all in this together. So when we talk about rules, we're not just setting boundaries, we're building a foundation for something real, something alive, something that grows with every voice that joins the conversation. That's the science. It's not just about what we say, but how we say it and how we listen. Because that's where the real magic happens. So let's talk about the rules. They're like a well-worn hiking trail. You know the path, you know the rocks, and you know where to step. But sometimes even the best trails need a little refresh. That's what we're doing here. Just like a trail, the rules are there to keep everyone safe and on track. Now imagine if that trail suddenly had a few new signs. Some of the old ones were taken down, and the new ones are there to help you navigate better. It's not about changing the path. It's about making sure everyone knows where they're going. The rules aren't about being strict, they're about being clear. Just like the trail signs, they're there to help you avoid the pitfalls and enjoy the journey. And if you're ever unsure, there's always a way to ask for directions. So when we're talking about the rules refresh, it's not about making things harder. It's about making things easier. Like a trail that's been maintained so you can walk with confidence, knowing you're heading in the right direction. And remember, the rules are just guidelines. They're like a trail map. They help you find your way, but they don't take the fun out of the journey. So let's keep things civil and keep the conversation going. So you're thinking, wait, how can something sound made up but still be real? Well, let me tell you about a story that sounds like it came out of a sci-fi novel, but actually happened to a real person. Imagine waking up one day and finding your phone is now a portal to a parallel universe. It sounds like something out of a movie, but it's actually a real experience for some people who discovered a hidden app that transports them to another dimension. It's not just a game. Some people have reported waking up in these realms, unable to return to their original world. They have to make choices in these alternate lives that impact their real one in ways they never imagined. This isn't a fake story. It's a real phenomenon that's been documented by users and developers alike. It's a reminder that sometimes the most out-of-this-world things are actually real, and they can change your life in ways you never expect. Okay, hear me out. The Amazon Echo Dot 5th Gen smart speaker. Scan that QR code or grab it from the link in the description and hit subscribe for more pics like this. Myth number 1 busted. You think you're the only one who's ever made a mistake. No, everyone has a story, and guess what? That's okay. Mistakes are part of being human, not a reason to get banned. We're not here to judge, we're here to listen. If you've ever said something that made someone feel bad, we get it, we've all been there. But let's not make the same mistakes again. We're not here to police your past. We're here to build a better future, one conversation at a time. Let's be kind, let's be real, and let's grow together. So if you've ever messed up, don't hide it. Own it. We all have. Let's learn from it. That's how we keep this community safe and welcoming for everyone. Myth number 2 also busted. We've heard a lot of folks think the rules are too strict, but the truth is, they are designed to keep our community safe and respectful for everyone. The rules aren't there to shut people down, they are there to make sure everyone feels heard and respected. Think of them as the foundation of our community's trust. So if you've ever felt like the rules are holding you back, just remember, they're not a cage, they're a safety net. And we're all in this together. Thanks for staying with us, and remember, we're here to keep things civil, fun, and fair. Let's keep building this community together. Ever notice how your favorite app keeps showing you ads for things you've already bought? It's not a coincidence, it's all about data collection. Your habits, your clicks, your searches, They're being tracked and used to shape your experience. Social media platforms are designed to keep you scrolling. They know what you like, what you click, and even when you're tired. It's not just content, it's a calculated push to keep you engaged, often at the expense of your mental health. Even your search history can be used against you. If you've ever been shown ads that feel too personal, it's because your data is being used to predict what you might want or need next. From your phone to your fridge, your life is being watched. It's not just about convenience, it's about control. And sometimes it's hard to tell where the line between helpful and manipulative starts. So next time you're scrolling, shopping, or even just checking the weather, take a moment to think about who's watching and why. Because the data you leave behind might be more revealing than you ever imagined. So imagine this, you're at a dinner party and someone brings up a controversial topic. The conversation starts off light, but then it spirals. People get defensive, voices rise, and suddenly it's not a dinner party anymore. It's a debate with no end. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but the real issue isn't the topic, it's how we handle it. The conversation becomes toxic, and everyone ends up feeling worse than when it started. That's why we need to remember, even in heated discussions, we can choose to stay respectful. It's not about avoiding conflict, but about managing it with care and kindness. The goal isn't to prevent all disagreements, but to ensure that no one feels unheard or attacked. It's about keeping the conversation open and meaningful, not just loud and loud. So let's keep that in mind as we dive into this quarter's open forum. Let's keep things civil, and let's make sure everyone feels heard, even when things get hot. We're diving into the record-breaking, cranked to 11 extreme. Imagine the kind of situation that's so intense, it feels like it's been amplified by 1,000-fold. These aren't just intense moments. They're moments that feel like they've been taken to a whole new level of chaos, drama, and emotional weight. Sometimes, the line between what's normal and what's extreme blurs, leaving everyone in the situation reeling from the sheer magnitude of it all. These stories aren't just about being dramatic. They are about being pushed to the very edge of what you thought was possible. In these moments, everything feels louder, faster, and more real, like the world has suddenly turned up the volume on your life. So let's talk about the extremes. What pushed you to the edge and how you came back from it. So what happens when it all goes horribly wrong? Well, let's be real. Life has a way of throwing curveballs. You think you've got your rules down, but then boom, something unexpected happens. Maybe you're trying to keep things civil, but someone says something that stirs up old tensions. Suddenly, the calm you worked so hard to maintain is in chaos. You might feel like you've lost control of the conversation, and that's scary. But remember, even in the mess, there's a way to find clarity and rebuild. The key is to stay grounded, keep the rules in mind, and remind everyone that we're all here to share, not to fight. It's not about being perfect, it's about being better. So let's keep things civil, even when things go wrong. Because that's what makes this community special, our ability to adapt and grow together. So you're probably thinking, wait, what does this have to do with me? Well, here's the thing, the downside nobody puts on the brochure is that even when things seem perfect, there's always something you're not seeing. It's like when you're buying a new phone. All the ads show it in perfect light, but you don't know how it'll perform in the rain, or how it'll feel in your hand after a week of use. These downsides aren't always bad, but they're real. And they're often hidden in plain sight, just like the fine print in that brochure. So when you're reading through our rules or participating in the forum, remember there's more than meets the eye. And that's okay. Thanks for staying with us. Keep those comments coming and let's keep this place civil and fun, just like a good summer day. You ever wonder how we even got here? How did we figure out all these rules and keep the forums running smoothly? It started with a simple idea, making sure everyone felt heard and respected, no matter what they had to say. From there, it became a team effort. Everyone pitching in, refining ideas, and building something that fits everyone. And here we are today, with rules that help us stay civil, keep things fun, and make sure no one gets left behind. So how did we even figure this out? It took a lot of talking, listening, and a little bit of creativity. So here's this weird situation I came across where I accidentally took a selfie with a polar bear at a zoo. And it turned out the bear was actually a really good singer. The zoo staff said it was a trained bear, but I didn't know they had a hidden talent for karaoke. It was wild, and honestly I was too stunned to take another photo. I ended up sharing the clip online and it went viral. People were like, that bear's got soul. But then the zoo called and said we needed to remove the video because the bear's contract didn't allow public performances. So now I'm stuck with this viral moment that's both a meme and a legal issue. It's like a polar bear version of a TikTok sensation with a restraining order. I'm still figuring out if I should keep the video up or delete it. It's weird, it's funny, and it's also a bit of a mess. But hey, at least the bear got some fame. So let's play a fun game. What if we abused these rules on purpose? Like, what if we tried to break them for fun, just to see how far we could go? Would that even be allowed? Well, the rules say we have to keep things civil, so if we started being intentionally rude, we'd be breaking that one. But here's the thing, even if we tried, the rules are there to keep things fair. So let's not test the system. Let's play by it and have fun doing it. So what do you think? Would you try to break the rules on purpose? Or would you just follow them and enjoy the ride? So when I think about how these rules compare to something familiar, it's like comparing a well-worn map to a new GPS. Both guide you, but one feels more intuitive and reliable. It's like the difference between a paper route and a digital one. Same goal, different tools. The old rules were like a compass, pointing the way, but sometimes you had to read between the lines. The new rules are like a GPS, clear, direct, and always updating. It's less guesswork, more guidance. Think of it like upgrading from a basic recipe to a chef's version. Both get you to the same place, but one has more precision, fewer mistakes, and more room for creativity. It's about making things easier, not harder. It's like switching from a bicycle to a scooter, same destination but with less effort and more speed. The rules are still there, but they are more streamlined so you can focus on what matters, connecting and sharing. So in the end, these new rules aren't about change for change's sake. They're about clarity, fairness, and making sure everyone feels safe and heard. Like a well-organized library, easier to find what you need and enjoy the space more. Here's a find worth sharing: the Apple AirPods, 2nd generation. Point your camera at the QR code or use the description link. Subscribe for more where that came from. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, comment this emoji if you made it to the end.